So I was rereading the paperwork, right? And I saw that URL, the only thing that they left Norbes when they dissolved their relationship with Norbes was a free subscription to the URL app. What? After 10 years of service and all the bullets he took for URL, all they offered was a free subscription to the URL app. Let's talk about it. Yo, what up, man? Chris, I'm out checking back in, man. Back with the blog, man. Make sure that like button and subscribe button your way in, man. I appreciate all the support, man. You know what I'm saying? Stock drop list coming soon. Stock rise list coming soon. And most overrated ballers coming soon, man. So make sure you put it in the comment section who you feel should be on this list. I was actually going to be through with this topic, but until I read some stuff today and I was like, yo, it says right here, the only tangible benefit received by the plaintiff upon his release was a free subscription to the URL app. The present value of this subscription was $7.99 a month. That's all he got. 10 years of service. That's what was offered to him. I actually feel bad for Norbes, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel like I'm invested in this for some reason that I'm not. Like I don't have a horse in the race. But I just, I kind of feel like sometimes you should eat with the people you starve with. Like I'm kind of big on that. So when I look at this situation, I'm just like, everybody's eating except Norbes. And for some reason, that's just weird to me. I mean, you got P eating. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think P even has a job anymore. Last time I talked, well, not the last time I talked to P, but one of the times I talked to P, P told me, he said, yo, it was a three-way call with me and Jay Black. And he told me, he said, yo, you and Jay Black, y'all need to come on board with URL because we're going to be doing big things and you'll rather get with us now than try to come on later. And he says, what I'm looking to do is actually quit my job and work with URL full time. And that's what happened. So he's eating. Nunu Nails is eating. URL got so much money, bro. They're booking battles nobody even cares about. I just see right now they're booking JC versus Miss Hustle. Where did that come from? They booked, what else is on this light work card? Arsenal and KCJ. They're just throwing battles together with so much money. You know what I'm saying? To just throw at battles and just, keep trying to put stuff for the app. And it's like, Norbes couldn't get nothing. Couldn't even get $100,000. He couldn't get nothing. You got battlers choking. You got battlers throwing up in battles. You got battles no-showing. You got niggas running off with the plug. You got battlers you try to book and then they pull out and they can't do the battle. You got all this stuff of money that was wasted and thrown away. You got Briz saying he battled and quitting and saying he battled and quitting. Money thrown away and Norbes can't get a dime, bro. I actually feel bad. And when I look at this situation, I just go back to thinking of just how much Norbes hired his replacement. And I want to talk about P for a minute because P is a smart individual, bro. He's very smart. And he's not just someone who finds talent for URL. He does a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? They empowered him to do a lot of stuff. I pulled up 2 events. P has got me in events for free and all kind of stuff like that. And now I was watching Vada Fly's blog and he was talking about how like Norbes couldn't even get an event sometimes. They had him standing outside and all kind of stuff like that. He even talked about it in Untold Truth, a couple events he pulled up to, and he had to call Chico's assistant to actually get Chico to get him into the event. So they was really like trying to like really play him even after all the bullets that he used to take. And he used to take a lot of bullets. Let's just keep it real. Every single thing that was an anti-URL started with Norbes. It started with him. That whole PG system, that whole blocking battles, all that stuff, it started with Norbes. At the end of the day, battlers feeling like they not getting their footage out and battlers feeling like they're not getting a chance and all kind of stuff. It started with Norbes. So he definitely took a lot of bullets. But, You know, as far as P is a smart guy, bro. Like, and I do feel like when you've been around for, like when you've been doing something for a long time, sometimes when someone comes into a situation, they can have a lot of fresh ideas. And I feel like P probably has some fresh ideas. And one thing I can credit P with, even with right now, P is the reason Jay Black is where he's at. So what I'm saying is early on, P was somebody, URL likes to think big. They like to think, okay, let's just take Ultimate Madness. URL will say we need judges for Ultimate Madness. Let's go get Freeway. And they'll think making a big splash like that with Freeway is the way to go. Like, oh, he's Freeway. He's a celebrity. Like, the fans will love him. Like, we want his input. And then it's like, the best thing you can do is not go get Freeway and Method Man and Remy Ma and Papoose and not have them judging. The 5 best judges to judge a battle rap event: Vada Fly, Piper Boy, Angry Fan, Jay Black, and I would throw myself in there. Humbly speaking, I would throw myself in there. I feel like that 5 is 5 diverse people, 5 people with their own personality, and 5 people who I feel like will give you a good idea of who won the battle. And I think the fans will relate to that. So to me, the best judges are actually battle rap fans. They know the personals, they know the angles, they know everything. You know, that's not something that Freeway is going to know. But URL would be like, let's go get Freeway. Let's make a big splash. It's P that's like, we should put Jay Black in that position. When they called us to go to Caffeine, bro, me and Angry Fan, it was P that called us. It's not smacking them like, yo, we need to get Chris Unbiased and Angry Fan. It's P thinking, yo, I really think I could do something big with Chris Unbiased and Angry Fan if I brought him to Caffeine. So P is always kind of thinking, let's put people in a battle rap culture on while URL is thinking big. So I do give him credit for that, because before P came around, nobody was really trying to do nothing for the bloggers. And I think some of these series and everything, like, I think P created the Ultimate Madness tournament. Like, he the one is kind of like maybe the brains behind that little situation. So I give P credit because he does come with a lot of ideas. And Norbes, to Norbes' fault, man, Norbes empowered P a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Considering that P ended up replacing him. Like, Norbes just had P doing a lot of stuff. P got very comfortable. P started being cool with Chico. And kudos, where some people may look at Norbes as kind of being like a little bit lazy. Like, he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. You know, Vada was telling a story about like him getting a phone call and talking about Norbes was asleep at the PG event and stuff like that. P was someone who was just like trying to do it all. And I felt like that went a long way with URL. And I think when they saw that from P, I think they actually liked that. And he was probably very gung-ho and probably very rah-rah. And, you know, maybe he kissed a little ass. I don't know. Maybe he did that too. And then they brought it. He stepped, instead of being like Norbes' assistant, he kind of became like Norbes' assistant and then Chico's assistant too, in a way. And then they started using him for a lot of stuff. But he actually has a lot of, you pull up to a battle rap event, he got a lot of pull, like walking you in the door type stuff. One of the smartest things P did, and I talk a lot about, you know, eating with the people you starve with. Where is Twiz?
Let's see, number one, I don't really talk. I do action. Everybody see what I do. You know,
Respect the shooter.
You know, shout out to Chris Unbiased. I was one of the first in the group. You know what I mean? I see what he was doing. Shit was amazing, man. He brought the whole battle rap community together into one spot, into one living room, so we could all have a nice conversation and just talk about what we love. And we gotta respect that man for that, man. Shout out to Chris Unbiased. Shout out to URL. This is Twiz, respect the shooter. Holla at me, man.
Twiz has been around a long time, and it's like Twiz, Don DeMarco, Norbes, all this kind of stuff. They've been around like in the early trenches, and it's just like you finally get all the way here, and then it's like we don't need Twiz no more. But they didn't need them no more. Caffeine got their own thing, and then you still, but you still have editing that need to be done. Do you know that P is also an editor? So what happened is that when P came on board with URL, he actually started editing trailers. Some of these trailers that you used to see back in the day, these band trailers and these Born Legacies and all these different trailers, they were done by P.
Biggest challenges today.
The man, I will toss you something without the pen. I don't swipe debit. They said I got light effort. It's light effort. Despite light effort, you couldn't check Mike. Mike checking a 1-2, 1-2. Leave your skull aired like you lightheaded. You see the scope light? The scope light, we're lightheaded. You don't like Mike, the white light, we're lightheaded. Get your life cut short. I'm making a slight edit because the full surprisingly low like Mike credit. What's your life like? What's your life like? Fucking go, bro. Let's go, man.
They're not done by Twiz. So what P actually did, he wasn't just a recruiter and like an assistant and a helpmate and all this kind of stuff. He kind of is also the reason Twiz got pushed out of the door. They used to kind of complain that Twiz was a little bit slow at getting footage back. Like it took him a little time to edit and stuff like that. We know Twiz is like the king of that editing shit. Don't get me wrong. Like Twiz to me is probably the best editor.
The leader in the battle world. URL. Ultimate Rap League. You can't copy respect.
Oh, you fucking with a heavyweight. Your soul lift, I mean magic make him levitate. For picking up your cellulite, I'll put a couple in his top like a wedding cake.
But they used to kind of feel like, yeah, he kind of moving kind of slow editing a video. P came along, got really, really good at editing. I don't know where that background came from. And next thing you know, he started editing all URL videos. And they no longer needed Twiz. And there's a saying that sometimes, when you go to a job, people don't want to teach you stuff because it kind of like the more they teach you, they become expendable because you learn from them. And that's why sometimes at a job, people don't want to teach you things because it's like, as long as I'm the only one that know how to do this particular machine, I'm always going to have a job because nobody else know how to work this machine like me. So by me having that expertise, then I become less expendable. So when Norbes came on and P started doing some slight recruiting in the DMV and everything and bringing Jack Boy and drugs and Ryder and all them kind of people, they was like, okay, he can recruit. Then he learned how to edit and he started editing videos and it was like, oh, he can edit too. And when you add all that up, that was the writing on the wall for them to eventually get rid of Norbes. They just didn't feel like they no longer needed him because he just probably felt like he didn't do enough. Outside of recruiting, they probably thought, what does he really do? Now, I'm not trying to diminish and say Norbes didn't do nothing, but I'm saying from the eyes of them, what did he do? This whole black market media, which is like a media editing thing that he got with I forgot what the white, JB from Black Market, P and all them. That's a whole editing crew that they got. Derez, the guy that does a lot of the trailers and all, that's a whole editing crew. That's all black market media. That's what P them created. So they created a media group to do all the URLs editing. And next thing you know, you don't need avocado and you don't need Twiz. And it's just like, he became so good at doing those things that they didn't really need Norbes anymore. And it was like, yo, we really need P because not only is he cheaper than probably Twiz, he's also faster. And, Twiz is like an independent contractor. So Twiz will work with UW, UW League. He'll work with like other leagues. He'll be shooting videos with Shotgun Suge. You know what I'm saying? He's a Jersey dude. So, it wasn't like Twiz didn't really work for URL. He just worked a lot with them. Whereas P was like a URL person. So, that's the smart thing about P, man. Like, he really got in there and was like, yo, how can I get y'all niggas the fuck out of here and make shit easier for URL? And he got Twiz out of here. And eventually he got Norbes. And when I say got him out of here, I don't mean like he said, let them go. But his value became so raised and that it allowed that to happen. And I don't know, sometimes when Norbes is sitting back and he's looking at what P is doing, he got to be thinking like, yo, I got to step my shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga then came on board. He started editing videos. He doing this. Like, he ain't just doing the simple stuff for me. He doing stuff for URL, not just stuff for Norbes. Because when he first got started, he was just a war report. Then they say, no, he's doing stuff for the whole URL. And it's just like, Norbes got to see the writing on the wall. Like, yo, this dude P is becoming invaluable. And that's why when they fall out, that's why they can't get rid of P. You know what I'm saying? Like when Norbes and P fell out, URL was like, we ain't get rid of P. Like, P is valuable. P's loyal. He's valuable. We ain't getting rid of him. And he ended up hiring P, but couldn't even get rid of P. And this, so I think in this situation, man, it's just like, it's just kind of sad the way it played out, man, because I always want fairness. And I just be like, yo, they did a lot of events and he took a lot of, but it's people that hate Norbes to this day. Why? Because of URL. They don't even know him as a person. They literally hate Norbes because of URL. If you got to know him as a person, you might be like, oh, he's a cool guy. But because he was with URL, you hate him. When he fell out with people, it was because he was defending URL to the core. You couldn't say nothing about URL. He would stand up there and be like, oh, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. It's about smack. It's about this. It's about that. URL is the best. He became the #1 spokesman for like the #1 mascot damn near for URL. And to leave with nothing, it's just like, they literally be throwing money away, bro. They be booking people that don't even need to be booked. Some of these niggas shouldn't even be on a roster. You know what I'm saying? They be booking people. They be giving money away. They be doing this. You know, sponsors be throwing extra money, all kind of stuff. It's just like, y'all couldn't find a way to give Norbes nothing. It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game. I'm not going to say Norbes don't have any faults. You know, like I said, you know, I heard a lot of stories about Norbes over the years. I think he's a good guy. And I think I think his heart is in the right place. That's what I mean by a good guy. I think his heart is in the right place. But when you have a lot of responsibility, you're not going to make everybody happy, bro. Like, it's just not going to happen at the end of the day. So there's always going to be some people mad at you. But as long as your intentions seem to be pretty much good. And I think overall, has Norbes made mistakes? Yes. Has URL made mistakes? Yes. So them letting him go had nothing to do with twerk. It had nothing to do with twerk at all. It was just a good reason for them to kind of say, this is a good reason to let him go. But it ain't, they don't care about Norbes smashing twerk's baby mom, if that, or they don't give a damn about that, bro. They just don't care about that at all. Like, trust me, they don't care about that. The problem, the real reason is they had P. And not only is P recruiting, he's an editor, he's everything for them. All the app battles he edit. Him and JB and all his whole marketing, his whole editing crew edits all of the app battles. The only thing Caffeine does is the caffeine stuff. Once you leave Caffeine and you got all of these app events, it's all edited by P, JB, and everybody that's involved with Black Market Media, which is what they created. And, you know, P just got in there and hustled his way to the top, man. So, you know, you looking back at it, it's just like, damn. I read this thing again. The only tangible benefit received by the plaintiff after the release of the defendant was a free subscription to the URL app. The present value of the subscription is $7.99. Chris, bias. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris, bias.